Hi there, it's Kathryn with Yoga from the Heart with Kathryn, and decided I needed to record a new yoga offering. So I decided that the sitting room that we have here at our house would be a perfect backdrop. Messing with the background lighting, mostly because seeing me and that sort of stuff. So it may not be the best of resolution, but hopefully it'll be the best of practices for you. And all that good stuff. It is starting to become spring here in home, and we just hit Mother's Day, so that seems to be the magical time when we can start planting in our gardens. At least it's safe for frost, and I'm planning to get out and see what needs to be in the backyard. Also, you might notice that my hair is a little short. I decided to give myself or get myself a spring haircut for the summer, and that's where we're at. So go ahead and grab a couple blocks, a blanket, and maybe something to sit on. I have my bolster here. You don't have to have it. You can sit on the block if you want, just to have it for your own comfort. I do have a blanket. Yeah, so we'll need it. We're just going to do a kneeling flow today just to get things going. Okay? So, and get yourself ready. While you're doing that, I'm going to grab a card from my chakra wisdom oracle cards for us. And thanks for following. Thanks for being YouTubing. I decided to listen to my body and take a little bit of a break from recording. Not that I was hurt or anything like that. It just needed a little bit of me time. So sounds so silly, huh? But that's kind of what it felt like. And so I was sitting in this room this morning. Today, it is morning time when I'm recording this, and was drinking my water and drinking my hot beverage, that being coffee, and my breakfast. And I was reading from my current offerings that I've been feeding my brain and my soul with. I thought, oh, it's time to record a class. So let's see what we get. Okay. Hope hope you've been well. And as always, if there's something that you need, send me a message. Classes are donation based. I have Venmo and PayPal. If you choose, I'll make sure to have those in the link so that you can support if you like. Okay. And here comes Charlotte. Are you going to come? You going to come and do some yogas with me? Thank you. I always need your help. She's a good supporter. All right. I'm very excited because the mat's out. All right. Draw from our card. Find your seated position. Get yourself comfortable. And see what we got for today. Wisdom. Wisdom is from the green heart chakra section of the deck. It looks like it has a seer and Mother Earth. So we'll see. I'm going to scoot in so that you can see the card and see my face. So there's wisdom for today. Yeah, beautiful card. Okay, so let's take a peek at what we need to focus on for the day. Just had Earth Day last week. So it kind of gives you an idea of when I'm recording this, spring, it's May, wisdom. Wisdom is knowing the difference between a calculated risk and stupidity. Oh, okay. Legend is that one day, as a young sagebrush asked his grandfather how to grow old with wisdom, the elder answers, oh, there's two sagebrushes on here. The elder answers, we must learn from our mistakes. Before you worry about something, ask yourself if it will be important in the future. Enjoy your present form as we all change with time. Ooh, my mom said something like that. Yeah. How important is this going to be in 5 years? Okay. Inspiration is there some wise counsel that you have sought only to ignore it? Are you trying to do things alone? The solution may come from those more experienced than yourself. Stay in the present moment and do not let your thoughts jump ahead. Okay. Keywords are maturity, tranquility, and support. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Meditation. Imagine yourself at a huge campfire. The great servant approaches and his energy radiates toward you. He speaks to you not with words, but with energy. Allow the wisdom of the message to reach you. When you have received the message, the great servant will depart. When you are ready, come back to your reality. What is that message? Use those thoughts, use those words. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. So we're going to sit, be comfortable. Let your sun, let your light, let yourself be grounded. Okay. Let your vibration be open and ready to receive that message. Yes? Good. All right. I'm sitting in a crisscross easy pose. Sits bones are heavy into the earth, into my mat. Shoulders, I lift them up and let them roll down. Find a little bit of movement with the head and the neck. Hands rest heavy on my thighs. And close your eyes. Start to take those breaths in and out of the nose, nice and easy, filling up the lungs and letting it go. And just let that breath move through you. Let it be a conduit for checking in on yourself, making sure that things are feeling good, energy is flowing through you, and you feel. Breath in, breath out. Just flow it in and out. Nice and easy. And you swallow. Maybe moisten your lips. Move the head. And then take a big breath in and lengthen that spine. Sit nice and tall. And exhale, release. Do that again, nice and big. And then out. One more time, big breath in. Big breath out. Just let your breath resume. How's it feel? Different, a little more open, a little more grateful. Breathing a measured breath, a box breath. Let all of your air go. Sit tall here. And your next inhale, we're going to have 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Last one. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. And just breathe this nice, fluid, measured breath, your own pace. See how it feels. Maybe count to yourself or just let your breath be its magic counter as you inhale and exhale with equal measure, holding at the top and the bottom. Right? Use this breath throughout your practice. Let's see if we can flow that, channel that energy to receive. All right, that wisdom. All right. And gently let the hands drift to your lap if they moved. Open your eyes, and we're going to bring those hands high overhead. Let the palms come together. We're going to exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do this 2 more times. Big breath and stretching, and we exhale, and those hands to heart center 1 more time. And finally, letting the hands come together, and they nestle at Namaskar. Set your intention. Be open, be light, be ready, kindness, whatever it is. And when it's sealed and you are ready, let's push those hands high overhead. Reach them up and exhale, release, letting them come down to your lap. Drifting, drifting, releasing. Roll those shoulders up and down and back, and welcome to your practice. Let's go ahead and find a little bit of movement to twist and adjust ourselves, and then we'll get into that nice, easy kneeling flow I mentioned. So we're going to inhale, bring those hands up high overhead. Find some movement with the wrists, fluttering the fingers, maybe just a little bit of shoulder love. It's starting to flow. All right. We're going to leave the left hand up and bring that right hand down behind you onto the mat. Push the hand into the earth and let the arm help the spine. And we're going to draw that left hand down to the right thigh, lifting up. And exhale, twist, looking over that shoulder. A big breath in. And exhale out, staying nice and tall. 1 more time. Breath in and out. Gently bring it back into center. Bring those hands up high. Maybe take a peek at the sky. And flipping the palms. Moving the head and the neck nice and easy as you rotate your palms and wrists. And gently leaving that right hand, letting the left hand come to the earth, nice and close to the body. And exhale, bringing that right hand down to the top of the left thigh. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Just using that left hand just as an extension of your spine, keeping you nice and strong. Breath in and out. 1 more time. And out. And gently back into center, bringing both hands up high overhead, finding a little bit of sway, a little bit of movement with the arms and the shoulders and the neck, and the twisting in the torso. And just maybe inviting yourself into some seated circles, because that always feels lovely. And going both directions. And letting the neck enjoy a little bit of movement as well. Knowing that a little bit of movement is certainly good for us. And flowing, moving, and being. And then gently bring your legs out nice and long out in front of you. After you've found stillness, I'm going to scooch back just a little bit on my mat. And I'm going to do is separate the feet just enough that you can comfortably alternate heels and feet movement and a little bit of shift in the legs. Maybe it feels good to turn the shoulders, moving the head, Separating those teeth, let the jaw be nice and soft. Shoulders. And then bring yourself into stillness. What we're going to do is let the feet come together. Want us to walk that right foot up toward the inside of the knee on that left leg that's grounded. The knee is bent on that right leg. We're going to interlace our fingers around the shin or maybe behind the thigh. You find a place that feels comfortable for you. The most important thing is that that foot on the right side is comfortably placed so that our sits bones don't start to tip us up over. We want to be nice and flat on our seated area. So inhale up. Stretch that spine. Squeeze that knee in toward our body. Just feeling nice and strong here. And exhale, release, soften it. Okay. This time we're going to do is leave that left hand and just bring that right hand down next to our sits bones. Inhale up and exhale. Just kind of peek over that right shoulder, supporting the right knee in toward the chest. Letting a nice little stretch back here in the glute. Down that IT band as you inhale up and out. One more breath in. Make it 3. And out. And nice and easy, bringing yourself back into center, squeezing that knee. Maybe lifting the foot and letting it go nice and long. Shimmy, shake your legs. Yeah. All right, flex the feet, and then we're going to do the other side. So let that right leg settle down and walk the left foot in, bringing it in toward the knee. You find that good place. Again, don't be tipping. We want to be nice and flat on our sits bones on the earth. Fingers mirror, really just wiggle in together around the knee or behind the thigh. You choose. Inhale up. And then nice and easy, drawing that left hand down to the earth. The right hand stays, and we're just going to find that easy twist, keeping that left knee straight and stable as you breathe in and out. It's not too deep. It's just finding a nice stretch, nice opening of those muscles and those joints and those flexors. And when you hit 3, go ahead and bring yourself back into center, squeezing that knee in, flexing the foot, letting the legs go nice and long, and shimmy shaking them down. We're going to find ourselves onto your mat. If you need to get a drink of water, please do so. Also, if you, because we're going to get into tabletop, if you need a blanket for underneath your knees, grab one and place it underneath your knee spot, okay? Otherwise, just scoot it off to the side. You don't need it, okay? And I'm going to move my blanket out of the way, my bolster out of the way. Where's my water? It's right behind me. And you do that, okay? Get that in there. And once you've got that drink, you get into tabletop. So good. Staying hydrated and refreshed. All right. The blanket is underneath the knees. The hands are underneath the shoulders. The knees are underneath the hips. And we spread those fingers nice and wide, allowing the palms to just really nestle into the earth. The thumbs are slightly tucked in. Fingers are pointing to the top of the mat. And here what I want you to do is draw your chin in toward your chest so that your eyes actually laser beam down between the thumbs. Right. Now here what you're going to find is that those shoulder blades might have popped up a bit. Take a breath and then exhale and soften, letting the back flatten. You feel yourself lengthen through your spine. And peeking and make sure that those knees are supporting you under the hips and the legs. The shins are nice and long behind you. Just on this tabletop, we're going to flow into cow, softening the belly, flexing that tailbone and chin and head up high. Nice and easy. And then you exhale into your cat, rounding that spine, scooping the belly toward the spine. Tailbone and chin come in. And then breathe in. We're going to find our way into a cow. Full breaths, big movement. And exhaling to that cat, filling up, exhaling out every drop of air out of the lungs, squeezing it gone. One more time into cow, following my cues. One more time, flowing into cat with those cues. squeezing the air out. And then perhaps doing your own cat-cows at your own pace, your own breath. Just make sure, nice and easy, and stopping and loving any place you might need to. And when you are ready, bring it back into that neutral tabletop. And settle it in. Excuse me, cat penalty. You must pay the toll. All right, thank you, Charlotte. Okay, so here we are in tabletop. What we're going to do is just walk the hands out just a little bit so that the fingers are on the outside edges of the mat, just tickling out on the edge of the mat. So the wrists are just underneath the shoulders. Okay, and we're just going to shift the weight side to side a little bit on the shoulders, shifting the hips, just finding some love on those wrists. Okay, the eyes be on the mat. Maybe find it feels better to lift the chin a little. You choose. Okay, go both sides, balance it out, and then bring it back into center, pivoting the right fingers so they go toward the top of your mat and the left so that they come toward your knees, and then just kind of gently push your hips back toward your heels, stretching the interior portion of the left wrist, the top of the hand. And then inhale, bring yourself forward, letting the shoulders glide past the tips of that right finger. So much of it, you're kind of tipping a little. And then exhale, nice and easy, back. And forward. One more time. Let's just do 2 on this side, all right? And then gently bringing it back into center. We're going to pivot and let the left fingers point toward the top of the mat and the right toward our knee. Just giving each side of our wrists as we push those hips back toward the heels just a little bit. We're not going super deep, okay? And inhale forward, coming up so the shoulders are past the fingertips. Maybe feeling yourself pulling the tummy in. And then exhale, nice and easy. And nice and forward, slow. With that breath. Yeah. Stopping and loving any place that needs it. Back into neutral. Now here, leave the left hand. I'm going to flip that right hand and bring the back of the palm into the back of the hand into the mat. Just kind of giving a little bit of love to the base of the wrist, the top of the hand. Maybe flutter those fingers on the right hand. And then reverse, letting that right hand come back to the mat and letting the left hand have its turn. Okay, flaring the fingers. Okay, nice job. All right, and then back into tabletop, cat-cow if you need to. Maybe some barrel rolls or some lateral flexions. You choose. Just give yourself a little squeeze, a little bit of love to that spine, those hips, back. Yeah. Okay. And then nice and slowly, push yourself back toward a child's pose, a true child's pose, whatever it looks like for you. If you have a block and you need it, you can go ahead and put that underneath your chest or your forehead, just to allow yourself a little bit of connection to the earth underneath you. Sometimes my child's pose is a little less mobile, depending on how my knee is feeling, so I might separate my knees a little wider or draw them in closer, play around a bit. Okay. If your forehead is down on the earth or on your stacked fists, you can move it side to side, allowing that third eye to just to break up some of that calcification. Some love to the pineal gland there. Yeah. All right. And then gently reach your hands nice and long out in front of you. Start to walk them back into that tabletop. If you have that block underneath your chest or shoulders, move it out to the side. All right. Now I still have my blanket underneath my knees. And I'm going to do is step the right foot back just a little bit. Okay. I'm in that tabletop. Hopefully that didn't go too far off the camera. Right. Right, and then just kind of move the heel back and tipping up onto the toes forward. That same similar motion like we did on the wrists. That's why we did it, just to kind of warm up those wrists. Yeah, nice and easy. Okay. All right, nice and slow. Okay. And then once you're back kind of in that starting spot, just go ahead and drop the knee down. And let's change sides. Let's do on the left leg as well. I'm just kind of stretching the Achilles, the back of the knee, those wrists. Flex the fingertips if they're cranking at you, okay? Just see how it feels, right? 3 times, right? And then bringing it back so that that knee can come back into your tabletop. And here we're going to do is just walk the hands out just a little bit past your shoulders, just a little bit. And I'm going to do is separate my hands so that they are more toward the outer edge of my mat. My pinkies are actually draped off. Here, we're going to step that right foot back and step that right foot forward, coming into a kneeling lunge, okay? That's all right. Don't worry. You got this. Now, you can adjust your hands. You might even feel your shoulder or your chest start to come into connection with the thigh on that right side, and that's okay. And if it doesn't, bring out one of that block right here in front, turning it sideways so that you can use it under your hands and bringing yourself up just a little bit, okay? All right. So we're in a kneeling lunge, all right? And then we're just going to move ourselves back a little bit into a hurdle, straightening out that right leg. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. We're just moving forward and back. So where that blanket comes into nice love on that left knee. Okay? Just moving forward and back. You see how I'm using the block? Yeah. Okay. Don't have to. You can frame the foot up on the fingertips if you need. Okay? All right. And then nice and slowly, once you make your way back into that hurdle where that right leg is nice and long, and bring your body closer to the leg. Nice stretch to the back, lifting the toes on that right foot and holding it there. And then nice and slowly, let's bring ourselves forward on a place that right foot. I'm just going to move my block just a little bit. Okay? Now slowly walk my fingers up to that knee. I'm going to heel toe that right foot out. Just a little bit, widening my stances. Gives my hips more power, more balance. Okay, so my left knee is planted, that left foot's behind me, shins on the mat, my right foot's out, and I've checked and made sure that my right knee is behind or right at the ankle. I don't want it in front, okay? So adjust your foot, okay? And find that balance. And you can stay right here, maybe bringing the hands to the top of the thigh, bringing the chest up nice and tall, right? Stay right here, laying a nice big stretch through that left hip flexor. Some turbulence coming in, that's all right. If you'd like to add on, you can bring your hands up high overhead, finding a kneeling warrior 1. Yes, you feel that? You feel that power within you? Bringing the hands back into your heart center. Let's do that again. Push them up. Join us if you'd like. Yeah, that's good. Now here we're going to do is bring our hands into heart center. I'm going to open up into a warrior 2. So bring that right hand forward, over, and the left hand behind you, finding a little bit of a twist. Okay? Keep your shoulders up, your body back. Pull the tummy in. Your arms are nice and strong. And bring yourself back into those hands at heart center, twisting. Back up into warrior 1. Big breath in here. And let the hands drift to your thigh and down to the ground, pushing back into that little bit of a lunge, that hurdle. And then roll the fingers forward, the knee forward. We're going to plant those hands and then just scoot that right knee behind you. Scoot back into child's pose. Give yourself a little stretch. Give the knees a little love. Right. And moving forward, we're going to do the same on the left. You were not on the right, cat. I guess you are now. Okay, so hands come out. Step that left foot back. And then step it forward in between the hands, having that block close by if you need it. Okay, right? We're just going to move forward and back into that little lunge, stretching out that right hip flexor this time, and back into the left side hurdle. Maybe lifting the toes. You got that block out underneath my hands. You can have your hands on the mat. Okay, you choose. Right? Nice and easy. You're breathing in as you're coming forward, and you're exhaling as you go back. Yeah. Kind of squeezing the lungs. Just think there's no room for the air as you're in that back position. Inhale forward. Exhale back. All right. That's the last one. Okay. So what we're going to do is bring ourselves forward. Walking that foot out just a little bit on that left side. Making sure it's ready. Get that knee planted on the right side. I'm going to inhale and bring myself up. Hands to the top of that left thigh, feeling a beautiful stretch through that right hip flexor. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. All right, hands are there on the thigh. You can stay here if you'd like. Just kind of embrace the turbulence. Let's walk that left foot out a little bit if you need to. Get it nice and square in those hips. And if you're ready and you'd like to add on, you can bring your hands up high overhead, coming into that warrior one. Fingers over the head, lots of energy flowing there. Feels so good. Right? And back down to the thigh. Nice strong spine. Belly is in. Inhale again. Hands up higher. Join us if you did not the last time. Yeah, feels good. Ready to add on. We're going to go into a warrior two. Hands to heart center. Opening up, pushing that left hand forward and the right hand behind you. They should be at shoulder height. Okay, lots of energy flowing. Pull your shoulders back just a little bit. Beautiful work. Nice job. All right, now we're going to inhale, bring ourselves into heart center. Hands come up high overhead, warrior one. Nicely done. Hands to the thigh. Let everything reset and drop them down to the mat, moving back the hurdle and forward into the lunge. Just kind of let everything cleanse. Yeah. The wisdom of knowing what your body needs as you move forward, planting the hands, and then just scoot that left foot back onto the mat or the cat, pushing the toes closer together, and then dropping yourself back into that child's pose one more time. Feeling so good. Nice big stretch here. Just seeing how it feels right now. Just flexing those muscles and those joints and those fascia, all those body parts. Yeah. All right. And then gently, let's bring ourselves back up to our palms, into that tabletop, cat or not, and flex and find some cat-cows. Just a little bit, okay? And just really flow it however it feels for you. Nice and easy. I'm even going to tuck my toes because the backs of my heels feel a little tight. So I want to offer a little different movement for those Achilles and the calves. That's okay. All right. Really listening to my body. Right. And the next time that you're in cat, make sure that the tops of your feet are in the mat. And draw yourself back into your tabletop. We're going to find ourselves onto our sits bones. Nice and easy. We're going to bring our legs out in front of us. Nice and long. Okay. And then separate your feet. And actually, here is a good place for a blanket, a block, or whatever. Couple things that you can do if you need, and your legs are very, very hypermobile behind the kneecaps, the back of the knee. Sometimes taking your blanket and rolling it into a large roll. Does that make sense? And just can place it underneath the knees. And what this does is it protects the back of the knees, especially if we're really hypermobile. It gives them a little bit of a cushion. That way the knees don't lock out and the kneecaps don't get angry at us, okay? As we injure ourselves or use the knees or find age coming in, we can get some calcification and arthritis in our knees. And this is kind of a nice little way to love ourselves, okay? So just easy. It's not so high that I can't still move and use my legs. It just protects them so that they aren't overextended, right? So here what we're going to do, and I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see this a little bit more in the camera. Okay. Got that leg, that extension. Maybe you don't need it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my left thigh Pull my blanket over a little bit. The left foot into that right thigh. Okay. So my knee's still supported here on the right side. Might even need to bring the block and bring it over on the outside of the left leg if you need. Okay. And I've got the left leg bent. Now, I didn't tell you pull the foot up to the groin. I didn't tell you to put it by your knee. This is kind of a place where your mobility lets you get. Okay? So you just kind of let it come in. What we're going to do is bend our right knee and plant that right foot. All right. Now it's come off the blanket, but it's still there. All right. So here, our sits bones are on the earth, nice and flat. I'm thinking, sole of my right foot is on the earth, and that foot is just where it needs to be. Maybe close, maybe far. You find what feels best for you. Okay. If it's so close and you start to tip, it might be a sign that you need to walk your foot out just a little bit more. Okay? All good? So I'm kind of at a little bit of an angle here. What I want to do is bring my hands up high overhead and just stretch that spine. And I'm going to pivot my body so that it's more in alignment, adjusting any parts, lifting up. And I bring the fingers down to the top of that shin bone right at the knee or maybe behind the thigh, just like we did earlier. Lift up, straightening that spine, pulling those shoulders back, lifting my chin. And here, let's tuck the chin just a little bit and start to roll our spine out, finding, like that cat. And I start to draw my head down toward my knee. Don't worry if you do not touch, okay? The whole idea is we're just finding a little bit of compression here on the inside organs and eventually getting yourself all the way down so the forehead and knee connect. Maybe not today, don't worry. Just as long as you're kind of getting your way there. All right, take a big breath in. And then exhale, release, see if you can go a little deeper. Soften through the shoulders, soften through those hips. One more breath in. One more breath out. Okay. And then nice and easy, just roll yourself up. Nice and strong. Let the fingers come back. Kind of frame the hips. Lift up. Bring the body into center. I'm going to change legs. Maybe sliding that blanket over to the other side just to get yourself started. So straighten out the left leg. Bend the right foot. Bringing that right foot into the inseam of that left leg. Okay. Just kind of make sure you feel good. And I notice here that I can't quite get my right foot as far in as I do my left. Injury on my right knee. So that's understood, right? And I'm okay. I'm going to force myself, right? So nice and easy. What we're going to do is I'm going to start to walk that left foot up just a little bit, bending the knee, okay? Still keeping my sits bones balanced. Didn't really change anything there, right? Right. And when you're ready, I want to bring those hands up high overhead and just really stretch that spine right from the tailbone up. I'm going to pivot and bring my body over that left thigh. And then nice and easy, I'm going to draw my fingers down toward the top of the shin or that behind that thigh. You just find that spot, okay? Inhale nice and big. And gently we're going to find that little compression, bringing the forehead down toward the knee, drawing the chin in toward the chest. And I'm going to find a cat in my spine. Trying to keep that right knee down, okay? Maybe bringing the forehead close to the knee. Maybe shallower breaths, all right? Maybe breaths to open up the low back. You know you, trust you, okay? And this next breath in, nice and easy, bring yourself back up. Once you're all the way up, bring those hands back by the sits bones and just kind of press the palms in, lifting the chin. Big stretch here. Feels good. All right, and then nice and slowly bring yourself into neutral. Go ahead and walk the right leg out and then walk the left leg out. Have yourself in a little soft V. Nothing crazy, just a little soft V, right? And flex your feet, roll those ankles. And I shudder a little bit between the the toes and the hips. Just a little bit of movement. Moving the head, moving the chin, on the jaw, and the ankles. All those snap, crackles, and pops this morning. All right? And then slowly, slowly, slowly on your mat. Make sure you have plenty of room. Bring your legs out nice and long. Plant the feet, knees are bent. And then gently roll yourself down onto your mat. Okay? And just find yourself with those knees bent. Start to heel toe the feet out just a little bit so the heels are on the edge of the mat and the toes are draped off. Okay? Make sure you got room. And we're just going to windshield wiper those knees left and right. I've got my arms out like a capital letter T, but you could have them in a cactus or maybe alongside your hips. You just kind of find a spot. Okay? But here, massaging that low back with a nice, easy left to right flow of the knees. And I've got my eyes looking straight up because that feels best for right now. What maybe you want to do is alternate your chin opposite direction of the knees or the same direction of the knees, but you choose. Okay. Nice and easy. Letting that breath reconnect within you. And once you've brought yourself over to that ending side, let yourself come back into center of the knees, point to the sky. And then want to draw the knees in together. So you're going to zip up that seam of the interior thigh. And let your shoulders settle in. Let your sits bones and your hips settle in. Your feet and your hands, back of your head settle in. Breath is in and out. And slowly separate your knees and heel toe those feet in so that the soles of the feet come all the way in, finding a reclining butterfly. Don't worry if you don't open all the way up. If you had a block or towel next to you, you could place one underneath the outside edges of the thigh. Right, if you needed. Blankets work good there too. You can bring one hand to your heart, and the other one to your belly. Connect with that intention. Maybe finding your eyes heavy, closing. Feeling a little flutter in my legs, a little bit of energy, movement, a little fatigue. That's okay. Nice and easy. Let's bring those hands to the outside edges of the thighs and gently push the knees together like you're closing the pages of the book, bringing the left knee up towards your chest, followed by the right, letting the fingers come to the tops of the shins or behind the knees and just gently move side to side. A nice easy massage on the back. Finding a little bit of circles with the knees. Making sure to go both directions. And then settling in and drawing those knees into your chest. Maybe drawing the chin up, bringing the back of the head up off the earth. And letting yourself relax, letting the feet drop down to the earth. And your legs get long. And find Shavasana. Nice and easy. No worries. The feet are separated. Hands are nice and long down by the hips. Kind of a nice little rest after that energy building. Welcome to the morning. Take a big breath in. Let a big breath go. Another big breath in. Another big breath out. One more. This time open your mouth and let it go. Enjoy your Shavasana. The breath moves in and out of us, giving a signal for restoring and creating space, welcoming new. Today's card from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle Guide is wisdom, which is sage. Wisdom is knowing the difference between a calculated risk and stupidity. One day, a young sagebrush asks his grandfather how to grow old with wisdom. The elder answers, "We must learn from our mistakes before you worry about something, and ask yourself, will it be important in the future? Enjoy your present form as we change with time." Inspiration is that there's some wise counsel some wise counsel that you have sought only to ignore it? Are you trying to do things alone? A solution may come from those more experienced than yourself. Stay in the present moment and do not let your thoughts jump ahead. The inquiry is, do I go with my heart or against it? Am I ready to live in leadership? Key ideas are wise counsel, focused energy, honoring yourself, contribution, being chosen, contentment, and transformation. Maturity, tranquility, and support are the key words. Meditation. Imagine yourself at a huge campfire. That great servant approaches you and his energy radiates toward you. He speaks to you not with words, but with that energy. Allow the wisdom of the message to reach you. When you have received this message, the great servant will disappear. And when you're ready, come back to your reality. What was the message? It's time to come back. It's time to start to move your hands and your fingers and your toes and gently rolling the shoulders. And when you are ready, roll yourself over to your favorite side. Nice and easy. And let those knees come toward your chest and your hands underneath your head like a pillow. Press yourself up into a seated position, finding easy pose. Or let your legs be long out in front of you. And then slowly press yourself into a seated position, letting all of this good, all this light, and the love settle within you. We bring our hands high overhead. Let the palms come together. And exhale those hands into your heart center. Namaste means the light in me honors the light in you, and I do. I honor the light, the love, the beauty, the truth, the kindness in you, because it's in me too. And with these things shared, there's nothing different or distant between us. We are the same. And when? From my grateful heart to yours. Namaste. Thank you for making it back with me. Thanks for letting me take a few days off and not worrying, because I'm okay. That's all good. Just needed a break. And I hope that you're having an awesome day, have an awesome week, and that your yoga journey is just as beautiful and unique as you are. Until our paths cross again, I'll see you soon and know that you are missed. Bye.